first one in line is Davide Villa from BeeGFS theme park. He's going to talk about BeeGFS, high-performance storage software, sovereign by design. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'll try to create some vibe and wake up all the audience. I'm Davide. I joined theme park beginning of this year. I'm now responsible for global sales at theme park. Theme park is the company behind BeeGFS. How many of you know BeeGFS? Raise your hand. Almost everyone. Very good. Okay, I need a clicker. Is this working? Yeah. Okay. So if you know BeeGFS, you know that we are a spin-off of the Fraunhofer Institute in Germany. The company is headquartered in Germany, but we also have operation outside of Germany. I'm based in Italy. We have people in the US, we have people in India as well. So we are now a small global organization. My animation doesn't work properly. We've been in business for over 10 years. We are proud to say that we are a European organization. We are a global organization, but we are under the German legislation and the EU legislation, which should be a topic that you should all care about. And what we do, I don't know what's wrong with my animation. What we do, we develop and we support and we license BeeGFS. Many people think BeeGFS is open source. Almost. It's not open source. We say it's a source code available. What's the difference? The difference is that you have full transparency on the source code. It's in GitHub, you can download it, you can use it. If you want, you can even modify it. But we are the only one developing BeeGFS. So if you want to get BeeGFS, it needs to come from theme park. How many of you are actually using BeeGFS? Raise your hand. Okay, we have some user, and I guess do it now people. They had experience in deploying BeeGFS. You're not alone. We have thousands of customers in the world. So we are a fairly small organization. We do parallel file system. If you look at our competitors, they are a huge billion-dollar company. We are not there. We are a small, slim organization and flexible organization. But we can proudly say we have lighthouse accounts, but we also care about the small accounts. So if you look at this chart, you see that we have some big names like Petrobras in the list, NASA, McLaren, and it's not the only Formula One company using our software. But we're also proud to say that we provide our software to probably the majority of the universities in this world. Some of them, they use the community version. Some of them, they opt for the enterprise version. So we always talk about BeeGFS. BeeGFS is not the only product. We also have Beyond, and actually today we release a press release to announce the new Beyond Enterprise. It's the same software. It's the same parallel file system. It's a different use case and different way to operate it. BeeGFS is our parallel file system. Beyond stands for BeeGFS On Demand, and I will explain you in the next slide where to use it and why it is relevant. Let's start looking at BeeGFS. So if you look at BeeGFS, what it does, it's a parallel file system. We take block device, we create a single namespace across multiple devices, multiple servers, and we scale by adding more nodes, more drive, so we scale capacity and we scale performance. And those two things, they scale linearly. So as you add more nodes, you get more capacity and performance at the same time. We operate with Flash, we operate with HDD. We can offload to tape, to S3. We just announced 2 collaboration with QStar and with Grau about offloading to tape, offloading the parallel file system to tape. So you're familiar with BeeGFS. Were you familiar that we have tiering within BeeGFS? No one. No one is raising the hand. OK. That's something that is not totally new. It came with version 8 that was introduced 1 year ago. I'm stressing this because today it's extremely important. Everybody would love to go all flash. You have a mix of a traditional HPC workload. You have a mix of AI workload, which requires higher IOPS and throughput. So naturally, you would go all flash. Ask the flash vendor the price for flash today. And then you don't want to go all flash anymore. And you need to have a strategy to be able to combine flash and HDD. And within BeeGFS version 8, we have a way to create storage pools. Each of those pools can be uniform. So you can have a pool with a TLC NVMe. You can have a pool with a QLC NVMe. You can have a pool with HDD. And then you can set up a policy to move data across the different pools. And it's up to you to define the policy. So it's very simple. It can be the age of the file, the size of the file, when it was last accessed, etc. And then you can automate those policies. When it comes to HPC, you don't want data to move around without you know that they're moving around. So you need to be in control. You need to be the one defining those policies. But once they are defined, the system will take care on its own. The other thing that is interesting on this chart is that we are not a closed ecosystem. You can copy in and out data. I already mentioned you can copy in to S3, but you can also copy in to any other POSIX file system. So we care a lot about avoiding the lock-in. That's our motto, no lock-in with BeeGFS. So we believe that you need to have the freedom to move the data because those are your data. OK, what is Beyond? Beyond is a BeeGFS on demand. I already mentioned flash today is super expensive. My ex-colleagues and friends at Western Digital, they will quote you multiple $100 per terabyte if you try to buy a NVMe drive. But in reality, you already have those drives. So all of you have a client connected to the parallel file system. And they can be CPU client, they can be GPU client. I'm pretty sure, let's do a polling again. How many of you have a GPU client in your data center? How many of you have any GPU? OK. You're very shy people, aren't you? Raise it up. Yeah, OK. If you have DGX or AGX or anything equivalent from NVIDIA, it comes with 8 NVMe per GPU. It was 3.2, now it's 7.68 terabyte. They are there for a purpose, and the purpose is to be a fast cache to the GPU. What if you can pull all those resources together in a single namespace on demand? And this is what Beyond allows to do. So with Beyond, you can have your primary storage, which can be BeeGFS, or it can be Lastre, it can be Ceph, it can be any POSIX file system, the expensive guys as well. And you can stage in the data, create a pool of NVMe fast tier across multiple clients. It's a single namespace. You just create it for a specific job. You can do your training, you can do your inferencing, your simulation, whatever you want to do. And then once the job is completed, you just stage out the data with our fast copy to the main storage. What's the benefit? The benefit is that you are not stressing the primary storage. So there is not a peak of load on the primary storage. The other benefit is that you don't need to buy extra hardware. In this situation where when the hardware is super expensive, the cheapest hardware is the one that you already have in your data center. With Beyond, we enable you to use what you already paid for. Okay. Okay, a few reasons why customers select BeeGFS. There are options in the parallel file system. We're not the only one. There are bigger guys than us, IBM GPFS, Vast, Weka, DDN with Lustre. One of the reasons is that we're fast. We are faster as you add more nodes. We can go from gigabyte to terabyte per second, and we have multiple entries in the IO 500 demonstrating that we can be extremely fast. But at the same time, we're simple. I think the people of Do It Now can witness that it's very easy to deploy and to maintain BeeGFS. Our training for system admin, it's 1.5 days training. And then you are up and running. Try to do the same with Lustre or Weka. You need to have dedicated engineers who are super expert and super expensive, by definition, to maintain those parallel file systems. It's up to date, it's current. So we are a very flexible organization. As soon as there is a new kernel release, we immediately have the available drivers. So you don't need to wait multiple quarters. It's sovereign. I have the next slide all about this, and I will ask you some question on that. Flexible. You select the hardware. We don't select the hardware. It can be any hardware. We have deployments with Dell. We have reference architecture with Dell, with Lenovo, with NetApp, with Supermicro. But we have customers using it with Huawei hardware, with Gigabyte. We have many customers on HP as well. So we don't dictate the hardware. We just give you some guidelines on how to deploy, but it's your decision. And it can be any hardware. So you can mix Flash, you can mix HDD as needed. And it's proven. So we have thousands of deployments for over 10 years. Some of them are massive deployments. Some of them are public case studies. So you can look at them. So we have customers in the top 500 using BeeGFS, customer in the IO 500 using BeeGFS. Okay, my last slide is actually the main topic of the presentation, which is sovereign by design. I see that the mood is going down, so let's make it interactive. What do you mean with a sovereign? What's your definition of sovereign, being sovereign? Anyone brave enough? Come on. Okay, we have one volunteer.
You can take your own decision.
Okay, good. Anything else? Okay, two shy people, so I'll explain what we mean with being sovereign. This is a very hot topic nowadays. I mean, the elephant in the room, we know that we need, as Europeans, we need to get our independence when it comes to digital sovereignty. The EU is actually working on that. They released 2 weeks back the Cloud and AI Act, where they start defining a rating of level of sovereignty for the supplier of the technology. And from our side, we were ahead of this release, so we identified 5 levels of being sovereign. The first one is about owning the data. We have no access to your data, so we have no way to access the data. You own the data, you can move the data in and out of BeeGFS whenever and wherever you want. So there is no lock-in at all. Whether you use the community version or if you use the enterprise version, it's still your data. Technology sovereignty. With that, we mean that you can deploy on-premise, you can deploy on the cloud, and we are very much ecosystem friendly. So we are compatible with most of the technology out there. So there are no real limits. Hardware sovereignty, I already mentioned multiple times. You can select your hardware, so you can choose HDD, you can choose flash, tape, whatever makes sense for your specific workload. Operation sovereignty, if you need to spend months or years to learn a parallel file system, that's a lock-in. Moving out, it's complicated because you need to learn a new one. When it just takes you 1.5 days to become an expert on BeeGFS, you have no lock-in. If tomorrow you want to move away from us, you didn't waste the investment in training. And then last but not least, the elephant in the room is that we are a European organization. So compliance, sovereignty for European customers should mean a lot, and will mean more and more in the future. I was super quick. That's all from my presentation. Now let's open up for Q&A.
Okay.
Hi. So, talking about sovereignty and given the transition to a hybrid kind of data centers, both for HPC and AI, because AI is all over the place. Also, regarding AI and data sovereignty, the trend is to provide some kind of multi-tenant environment. So how is BeeGFS addressing this challenge that touches directly the multi-tenancy with a data sovereignty?
Yeah, there are multiple definitions of multi-tenancy. It really depends on what you mean with multi-tenancy. Beyond is multi-tenant by definition. When you select the client where you want to operate beyond, those clients can only be accessed by the administrator of beyond. And you can spin up multiple beyond per cluster. So you don't need to have just one. So that's a way to get multi-tenancy within the same cluster. Then the best way to have multi-tenancy is to have dedicated cluster. So if you have a single namespace per tenant, then you are multi-tenant. And that's what we can do with BeeGFS. Then if you look at a way to do multi-tenancy by sharing the same hardware across multiple customers, this is not our market. We're not really going after new cloud. There are big guys going after that market, and they have the means to be successful in that market. We care about the guys that used to be HPC type of users, and now they are also AI users. And in that case, most of the time, you don't need multi-tenancy because it's your organization. So that's where we are today and where we want to stay. We have no ambition to get into Nebius or CoreWeave or the likes. We have the ambition to be the parallel file system for the university, the research institution, the enterprise playing around with AI.
Thank you.
Hello. I was checking a few days ago the features available in different licenses in the community versus enterprise edition. And I noticed that Beyond Demand is in the community edition, but this morning I got an email from you, not from you, from BeeGFS Team Park,
Yes.
saying that next week you are announcing the Beyond Demand Enterprise Edition. So can you comment a bit more about, and you say that the source code is available for everybody, so can you comment a bit more on the license, this license model, because I was not aware. I started a year and a half away, and I was not aware about the enterprise licensing.
Okay. Yeah, so there are two versions of BeeGFS. There is the community version, which is open to anyone. You don't need to pay anything for that. it comes with some limitation. We don't have any data management features, so there is no tiering, there is no S3 connection, there is no quota on the community edition and some other features, and it's limited to 1 petabyte. Why are we limiting it to 1 petabyte? Because we believe that if you have more than 1 petabyte, you should be in a position to contribute to the development of BeeGFS. So that if you need more than 1 petabyte, if you need data management, or if you need support, you can only opt for the enterprise edition. The other thing on the community edition, you are on your own. So you are on the community. You cannot get any third-party support. If there is anyone providing you support, it's violating our EULA. So if you want to play with it, the community edition is meant for end users. The enterprise edition, you just pay a fee, and with that you get support, you get data management, you get unlimited capacity within your license.
And specifically about Beyond, because this was in the community edition up to now, so it's going to be
very similar with
out.
Beyond. You have up to 5 clients free of charge in the community version. If you want to spin up more than 5 clients at a time, you need to opt for the enterprise edition. And the other thing, on the enterprise edition, we have a fast copy, which is a parallel copy in and out from any POSIX file system, which is not available on the community edition. One thing that many people don't know, if you sign up with BeeGFS through one of our partners for over 3 years, you own the license. And with that, it means that if tomorrow you don't want to pay support any longer, you can still operate BeeGFS without data management, but without any petabyte limitation.
I just have a quick question about this new tiering you're offering. What is the footprint on the operating system if you are pulling the local NVMe storage from them?
So what is what? I missed it. I missed the question.
So what is the footprint on the resources? So if you are using the remote NVMEs in a shared setup?
Well, it's very transparent. So at the end, we take a block device, we aggregate those block devices in storage pools, and then the tiering moves the data across the pools. So it's I'm not sure I got the question right, but yeah, from an operating system standpoint, it's completely transparent. Sorry? Oh, you mean the overhead in terms of performance? But tiering, obviously, you're moving data. If you're moving data, you're creating some additional workload on the storage. As I said, on HPC, you don't want to keep moving data because in HPC, you might be moving a lot of data. And if you move a lot of data, your system is busy in reading and writing. For sure, there is an overhead, but the overhead depends on what you are moving. That's why we leave full flexibility in defining the policy.
So what's the overhead of BeeGFS or Beyond Demand when compared to full BeeGFS setup where the storage server is outside of the compute node, right? So
yeah,
I think that's
it depends on the network connection between the clients, but we validated, we just made an announcement today, and we did, before the announcement, we did the validation. We are able to get to 97% of the theoretical performance of the drive across multiple nodes. So we tested it, and we see that the linear performance scalability is 97% of the theoretical performance of the underlying hardware. Then obviously, if you have a bottleneck in the network connection east-west between the client, that is your bottleneck.
There's always the possibility to, rather than using the local drives in the compute nodes, to use drives located in somewhere else. So rather than using traditional static servers, use kind of a bus buffer technology and creating and destroying the BeeGFS on demand based on your needs. Because it's external, you don't have this additional overhead that we were talking about.
Yeah, and BeeGFS on demand is not meant to be permanent storage. There is no protection. So if you lose drive, if your GPU nodes goes down, you lose the job. So it's meant for very low latency, high performance, temporary jobs, and then you stage out the data somewhere else. We have customers who are adding some level of protection, drive failure protection by using my former company, Xenor Software. Still, if the node goes down, you lose the job.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, so well, thank you so much. Join our round of applause, please. Thank you.